10 minutes past 6 o'clock now. We're into the world of technology. We have with us our techie guy, our technological consultant, Steve Fung of stevefung.net. Steve, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now listen to me, I caution you, be careful, be very careful with all of us who are not so techie. But we want to start today with looking at what is the app of the day. What's that?
It's called BlueStacks.
What's that?
BlueStacks is the best way to put it is an Android application player. What it allows you to do is to run the same applications you would run on your Android phone on your computer. So it allows some additional convenience for things like messaging or pictures or
Facebooking.
Not necessarily Facebooking. You could use Facebook Messenger on it, but basically all the apps you could use on your phone you can now use on your PC. Let's say, for instance, you're at work. You work from at home and you're using the PC. You don't want to be pulling out your phone all the time to check your WhatsApp or pulling out your phone all the time to check your messages from Coca-2 or whatever messenger you use. You can have it.
Slow down for a second here, because you're calling some words I'm sure a lot of people don't know what in France you're talking about here. WhatsApp and the Coca-whom?
Coca-2 is just a chat application, but it allows you to get your messages without having to take your phone out all the time and be done like this. You could actually just type on your computer and have those on your screen. It also comes in handy for some of the games. So if you don't actually have an Android phone, you want to partake of, say, Angry Birds or some of the other games, you can do that with BlueStacks.
How many people really are into this kind of application?
Quite a few. Since they have launched the beta, they have had quite a few million people respond. Trying to get more people here to try it out because it gives them a bit of the experience of the Android without actually having to go and buy an Android phone. So they'll be able to try out the applications and what's not. So it's a growing thing.
There's an app for that.
Yeah.
Are apps free, mostly?
Mostly you'll find a lot of free apps. There are some paid apps. Paid apps tend to be better than free apps, but a lot of the different levels of free. A lot of the paid apps will have a free version that may be ad supported or may ask you to buy, unlock. You'll get certain features and you unlock to get other features, but there are a plethora of free apps available.
Who so mostly uses these apps though? Because I'm a particular generation right now that I'm not so fascinated by apps myself. So who do you find generally would be requesting the BlueStack in particular or other kinds of apps?
Well, it caters to anyone. To be quite honest, if you're a person, all you do is read news.
Forgive you. I forgive you. It's Holy Week.
I don't like quoting that saying an app for that. It's basically an app for anything you could possibly want. So it's just a matter of getting the right device, or even if you just control the BlueStacks, and then you'll be able to get your needs fulfilled through the applications.
I like that. The fact that you'll be able to get your needs fulfilled. It's about convenience mostly. That's what apps provide you, convenience at the moment. All right. There's also the HTCIX. What's that? That sounds like HTC 9.
Yeah, it's supposed to be HTC One X.
Oh, One X.
Yeah, the One X. It's a new line of phones, the One series that they have launched recently. They actually only launched in France so far. But they're new. They're rebranding themselves. Their phones have been known to be notoriously fat and heavy, so they're coming with this new slim unibody design. They're actually going with the same concept as the new Nokia line, the Lumia series. They're using this polycarbonate material that's solid. So it's very, very nice to look at. It's actually been said to look better than the fabled and iconic iPhone. So yeah, it's supposed to be a very beautiful device. It's very fast. It's actually the first quad-core phone carrying the NVIDIA Tegra equipment, so it's very fast. It's very good for gaming and what's not. Me personally, I don't see a need for quad-core phone just yet, but they are there.
Is that it on the screen?
That's it there. Very fast, very beautiful device.
Yeah, it seems as if you're fascinated by it already. I'm telling you, I'm one for functionality.
That's all it is. Fighting temptation.
He's going to fight temptation. Keep fighting, my friend. But is it affordable? Is it available as well?
Well, for us, there's always that, but retailers here are trying their best. You find we get the phones almost on release date, at least to match the US release date. Sometimes we get them with the UK release dates. So a lot of the more modern phones are here already. I think France will be a bit tricky for a retailer to pull from since it just came out like yesterday. But within we may see one or two popping out a few retailers. If you're really into getting the latest, definitely. A few come to mind.
Who uses it mostly though? Business, women, men?
Well, to be honest,
or it's just a phone?
Just a year ago, you wouldn't see many Androids. It was just a lot of Blackberries. I sat on the bus and I looked to my left, I looked to my right. I was like, I wasn't sure where I was. And I hang out with my friend's store. Usually people come in asking for BlackBerry cases, BlackBerry screen protectors. For the day, I saw at least 10 to 12 Android devices, which was good to see.
That's good. So it's becoming pretty popular on the island. You had to go to BlackBerry.
Yeah.
I'm glad you went to BlackBerry. What's happening with BlackBerry?
Slow, agonizing.
What?
It's like a ship sinking very slowly.
But why?
They took a risk with the playbook. They rolled the dice and they lost horribly. Initially, 60 million initially, and then they continued losing about 62 million a quarter. So now they actually stopped releasing projections because they said that you know, they have been able to meet them, so they're just going to stop for now. And then a few of the top end executives left last week, and then on top of that, their losses have doubled. So now they're in 120 something million in terms of losses for the last quarter. So they're continually losing money. They're trying to sell the company. The CEO is trying to save the company. So there's actually a split in the company. There's a bit of a divide between what the CEO wants to do and what the board of directors. So there's a lot of inter organization conflict, which will cause it will trickle down the line to the devices eventually when it comes.
Well, the investors are very uncomfortable with what's happening because the stocks have dropped. But what is it that's happened, though? Is it that they have not kept pace with the technology and the changes in technology?
Well, definitely, for a company called Research in Motion, they're still releasing technologies from what I consider to be 1998. You know, they tried with the very latest line of BlackBerries, but they're still at least 1 year behind of the slowest high-end Android phone.
That's a shame, though, because it was so hugely popular. I still have one.
It still is. In our region, in the UAE and in China, they actually have a good, well, China has a lot of people, so.
Well, China.
Yeah. So they're doing well in those 3 regions only. In the US, they basically did the most expensive BlackBerry probably goes to $99 or less over there from the carrier. So it's very hard for them to stay competitive when their technology is so ancient.
If you had to recommend for me, the best phone to use at this time, what would you recommend?
I would recommend an iPhone. I mean,
why?
A lot of people probably like pulling back in the seats, but ease of use. If you're not really a technology person and you just want to get into it, the Apple products are very easy to use. They always boast that a 2-year-old could use it, so you can't go wrong with an Apple product if you're not a tech person.
I sat here like this man called me a 2-year-old. That's all right.
No, but it's very easy to use. It doesn't even now they do, but they didn't even used to come with manuals. So just pick up and go. It's very simple, very straightforward. Now the Androids now, if you are not saying they're complicated, but they tend to require a bit more. You know, tech savvy-ishness to get going. So if you are familiar with computers and stuff, and send out your email, the manual of it, then Android would be good for you. But they do offer more flexibility. Apple products tend to come locked, and you have to go through some elaborate processes to get some simple things done. But as Apple believes, it does what it does well.
Right.
Anything outside of that, you don't need to do.
So take the effort because it does what it does well.
Yeah.
I hear you. What about the Samsung Galaxy Note, though? What's that?
Oh, it's a phone I'm going to
go
purchase today.
Hear his tone already?
That's going to be my purchase today.
Really?
I wanted to get.
Why?
Because it's big. You know. It's a 5.3-inch smartphone. It's very large. The battery life is the main reason I'm getting it. I had a Galaxy Nexus.
There it is on your screen, by the way, folks.
Yeah, I had the Galaxy Nexus. It's a very nice device as well. But the Note is a bigger device and it has a bigger battery to suit. It has a tablet class battery. So I'm going to get about 2 days out of this battery before I have to charge again. Versus the Nexus, which will just carry me to the end of the day. Well, I'm a very heavy. I do a lot of 4G browsing. I do a lot of.
So you eat up battery power a lot.
Yeah. So having that extra large battery really works out for me.
I'm glad you talked about battery power. I've heard that it's best once you've charged your battery to let it go to almost dead before you recharge it.
I've heard that too.
I don't buy it though.
I often ignore things. I've heard that from a lot of people. I even read some reliable sources that say that's the way to go, but.
They say it prolongs the life of it.
Yeah, it does. But if I have to run on an instant, you know, having 10% really doesn't cut it. So I personally keep my phone charged as much as possible. If it goes below 40%,
back to charging.
Back to charging.
Here's your brother. But what I would tend to do is when I get home, just plug the phone and let it charge all night long for as long as I would sleep. Yeah. You know, and is that a danger to the battery though? That
is what they say. It is a danger to your battery because even also for your overall battery life, this is something that I do acknowledge as fact. Your battery stats, when you get your phone brand new, they're not accurate. It's only when the phone decharges and recharges that it actually gets an accurate reading. So sometimes your phone is going to say 100% when it's only charging 60 or 50% of the battery. And that happens especially if you flash your phone, the battery stats don't reset. So you have to, if it's a new phone and you just flash it, I would definitely recommend that. I do that on a new phone.
Right.
But when I get in my daily running,
don't let it go down so low.
No, don't. I don't.
So for any first-time user, let the battery almost go to dead.
If it's a new
so
phone,
you get a good reading.
Yeah. Definitely let it die and then recharge it for at least a week to get the battery familiar with the charging process, and then you're good to go.
All right, we're going to take a break. Steve Fung, remember, go to stevefung.net if you have any questions at all to post to our techie consultant right here. He'll be able to answer you on his blog, but we're coming right back to continue our world of technology. Keep watching this space. We're in the world of technology. Remember, you can pose any questions to Steve at stevefung.net. If you go there, his blog is available to you. You can pose your questions. Steve will take the time to answer you as expertly as he's answering me and all of us this morning. Steve, we were talking about batteries before we left, and I want to look particularly at the laptop battery. The same thing applies for laptops as applied for phones. Let the battery run till death and then come again.
Well, that is also recommended for laptops, but once again, that's not something that I personally do. When I'm home, I don't even leave the battery in my laptop. I take it out.
Yeah. And just use power?
Yeah. When I'm ready to go, or if I have to leave, then I just slap it back in and I go.
So I'm doing everything wrong.
Well, you're not doing everything wrong. You may be doing it right. You're just not doing it the way I do it.
Because battery stays in, just power up and plug in the power cable and that's it.
Well, if you're going to use your laptop for a long period of time, the battery aids to the heat that the machine generates. So I usually take it out. Now, if you're going to rest your laptop on your bed or something like that, don't do that. My laptop is usually on a cooler on a desk. But I won't recommend taking your battery and then tossing it on the bed.
If I were to leave my laptop in a car closed up in the sun, does it do any damage?
Not really. The internal components of your laptop are able to go up to well over 100 degrees Celsius.
For how long?
While running. Well, if it's my laptop for a while. You know, usually the parts are capable of handling extreme temperatures. That isn't really going to cause a problem unless you have your LCD exposed to direct sunlight. Then you may have a problem. But if your laptop is closed down, you should be okay.
Should be okay. Now that you talk about the LCD and the iPads, because those are LCDs and those have expanded panels. So what about them though? Leaving them in the car, not in the case, and they're exposed to natural sunlight for a little while.
Well, no, I don't think you will have such a problem. I wouldn't recommend doing it. I would turn mine upside down at the very least. I didn't need to leave it in the sunlight in plain view. That's kind of taking a risk. I mean, in America, iPods are the more stolen items. Yes. I would at least try to put it under the seat or cover it and put it in a case. But no, you don't want to leave your electronics exposed to direct sunlight, because even if it doesn't damage it, when you do start it up or turn it on, the start temperature will be higher than if you just had it in a cool place.
Right.
So instead of starting at say 30, you're going to be starting at 80, which then may cause a problem if your laptop goes over the heat threshold.
All right, keep it cool, basically.
Yeah.
Windows and Windows 8 in particular. Let's talk a little bit about that. But before we get to that, I want to talk about Internet Explorer version 7, which I use. He lambasted me on the 2-year-old thing. That's all right. You can lambaste me on this one too. But I do not like Windows 9, the Internet Explorer 9.
Okay. Well,
and I use XP.
I don't know anyone that likes Internet Explorer on a whole. There are these pictures all over the internet of very elaborate and crazy things, and then there's usually some person in a little window with Internet Explorer, and that's the only thing people notice. There'll be a car accident, there'll be a fight, they'll be like, that person is using Internet Explorer, because no one uses Internet Explorer.
So what do you recommend as a browser?
You could try Google Chrome. Google Chrome is very new, very popular, and if you must use Internet Explorer, the one that you do not like, Internet Explorer 9. Now, I think your problems may be based on your operating system. You want to stay up to date, at least Windows 7. Vista is painstakingly terrible, but Windows 7 was a big improvement, and now we have the Windows 8. You can try out for free. They have the consumer preview available, set to launch in summer, so you can use it for free up until the launch.
Benefits, preach me on the benefits of Windows 8.
Windows 8 brings together everything that's good about a desktop and everything that's good about a tablet. So it's going to be one operating system across the board. So if you have a Microsoft tablet, you can be able to get the same experience on the computer, on the tablet, on the phone. So it's an ecosystem. So you can take your work straight from here to the tablet, and then if you must, from the tablet to the phone or vice versa. So it creates a blended ecosystem. The design is very sleek and very smooth. It's very light. It runs very quickly. It runs on very old hardware. So even netbooks from last year or year before are going to run very nicely on the new Windows 8. So it's very, very, very fast.
You go picking at me again. That's all right. Now, is it difficult to get there? You say we can use a trial period until summer when it actually goes for sale. What do I have to do? Is it simple that any novice
you just download it, burn it, and you're good to go. They give you instructions on the site. You can just Google it, or I have the link up on the blog right now, so you could get it from there as well.
Let's talk data management for a little while now, Steve, because you know it's going to become very, very critical and costly.
Yeah, I'm going to try to behave myself on this one. So I'm going to give a little story. I got a call from my carrier, my service provider, telling me that no, I didn't get a call. I called them. I cannot access my data at all. Right. So when I called, they told me, well, hey, you know, you are over your credit limit. You used up all your data. Well, I pay you guys for unlimited data. So I'm quite confused. So apparently they changed their system. They didn't send out notices, and you're now billed based on a limited amount. And then when you go over that amount, you're billed per kilobyte. Now this could be a bit troubling for some Android users, especially because our widgets and our apps update actively in the background. It's part of the advantages of having an Android phone, because even if you don't have the app open, when you open it, you have your information up to date. Or your widget is always updating your scores, or your emails coming constantly.
And that's data.
Yeah, so it uses the internet data. So it's advantageous to have our unlimited data. So now you have to keep track of your data. Some phones offer built-in data managers. Some of you will have to download them. But you can download, just search for a data manager on your respective markets. If it's Android, Windows Phone 7, I'm not sure if you get one from BlackBerry. Well, the iPhone for sure. And then you'll be able to set a throttle. So if you know that your limit is 2 gigs or 5 gigs, you can set that, and you don't have to worry about
additional costs thereafter.
Yeah, and if your carrier tries to push some charges on you, you'll be able to track your usage accurately, and you'll be able to tell them, hey, I only use this much, and my phone says so. So
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times we travel and we figure we've played for an unlimited data package, so therefore if I'm in the States, I could BlackBerry till I'm tired because my data is within, the usage of my data is within that package. And you're saying not necessarily so.
Not necessarily so, and it's so unfortunate for you BlackBerry users, because then it's not truly unfortunate. You can install WhatsApp as well. With WhatsApp, you'll be able to message over Wi-Fi.
Free of cost?
You don't need to have your BlackBerry
Spell that word for me.
WhatsApp, WHATSAPP. WhatsApp. And that's, you can use that over Wi-Fi, along with many other messengers, which is why I'm not so sure why the BlackBerry craze is as hard as it is. But it is.
But would WhatsApp work on my BlackBerry?
Yes.
WhatsApp can work on any device?
Most devices. It works on some of the Nokias, some of the old Samsungs. Certain versions of BlackBerries have trouble installing. Those are the really old ones. I mean, like the really old ones. But you should be good with general BlackBerries. WhatsApp is actually getting pretty popular now, because as more people stray away from the BlackBerry, it's harder to keep in contact with them. Only BBM.
I heard that with WhatsApp you don't, because if I'm on BB, I have to invite someone. I have to have a code and that kind of thing. With WhatsApp, you don't necessarily need to go through that process, correct?
Basically, it searches your address book, and everyone in your phone that has this WhatsApp is added to your contact list.
Instantaneously?
Instantaneously. Now, some people are a bit worried that, well, maybe if it's someone I don't want to add, unless they have your number in your phone, they can't see you. There's also the concern that I may not want to give my number to add someone. Well, there are other apps available like Samsung Chat On or Live Profile that uses the same PIN system or a username, where you don't have to give away your number if you don't need to. But if you can't get a number, I don't want to talk to you, so I don't have a problem with that.
Steve, you know how the world goes.
Yeah.
If something is free now and it's hugely popular, somebody sees the need to attract a price for it, put a price on it. Is it going in that direction?
Well,
are you hearing so?
For Android, it's completely free. Everyone else has to pay a yearly fee of, it's very cheap, it's $1, right? $1 a year.
On Android?
No, for everyone else.
For everyone else, it's $1 a year. It will become, or is it free now?
You get a year free.
Okay, a year and then thereafter is $1.
Well, usually what people do is just uninstall it and reinstall it and then go again fresh. So
you didn't hear that.
You do what you must. But that is a little tip. Right. It's good. The service, if you compare that to use the BlackBerry Messenger, you have to have your service activated. So you have to pay that $10 a week or $30 a month or whatever. Have to. But you can't use no Wi-Fi. But with these other messengers, you can just turn on your Wi-Fi, especially if you're roaming, like you said, and you can message, free of charge.
Free of charge.
Truly free of charge.
I got you, man. You don't have to convince me any further on that one, Steve. Yeah. Steve, I want to thank you, though. You've really taken me through the world of technology in the way that I've asked you to do. Thank you so much. Remember, if you have any questions for Steve, you can go to his blog, Steve Fung, STEVEFUNG.net. But there's an upcoming conference, Steve, that's happening. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's the Social Media Summit, the Social Media Summit. The 2012. It's been postponed to the 26th of this month. I am kind of...
Of April?
Yeah. Okay. Kind of slipped in my mind to mention it last week. So I apologize to those people that called me and told me they were there. And I wasn't. So apologies. But it's been postponed to the 26th of this month.
The Social Media Summit on the 26th of April.
Yeah.
Now, where is it going to be?
The Lloyd Erskine Stanford Center.
And for whom is it going to be?
Well, anyone that wants to
uses social media.
But it's usually generally for, we recommend people that are into marketing, or if you have a business and you want to get off the ground better, if you're looking to start a business, or if you, generally if you're looking to generate money and you want to get online, it's digital marketing generally. So if you're interested in digital marketing or how to get your business out there, I definitely would recommend you attend.
So how is it registration, or do I just turn up?
You can register on the website, or you can just turn up. The website is www.smscaribbean.com.
smscaribbean.com is the website, or you can just turn up and be a part of it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The 26th of April, we are going down to the Lloyd Erskine Stanford Center for the Social Media Summit of sort with Steve Fung and his team. Of course, we have to be there. You can go online, smscaribbean.com, and register to be a part of it all. It's easy, weasy, Japanesey, as Steve made it for all of us this morning in the world of technology. Steve, thanks, and all the best with the upcoming summit on the 26th of April, and we look forward to having you again next week. Remember, check him on his blog, stevefung.net, if you have any questions at all about the world of technology. Here's hoping we've made it a whole lot easier for you today. We're going to take a break and come right back in just a moment.